Yeah, that's nice.
What's up, guys? It's Rev J again. If you follow me over on Instagram, I've been putting up some micro updates sort of on the Rebuild Everything project here on the Helicopter C10. Put up some stuff about testing the old fuel pump to see that it still sort of survived and works. I don't know how long it's going to live for, but you know what? We hooked it up to the battery and it still runs, so we'll at least either keep it as redundancy or run twin pumps. I haven't fully decided yet. I kind of wanted to upgrade the fuel system to twin pumps because I got the new fuel cell as well, also something I posted on Instagram. And that thing has 2 fuel feed lines. So real quick, I figured since we're going over some of the fuel system stuff, I wanted to see a comparison of the old fuel cell that we took out of the truck and the new one we put in. So over my shoulder here are the 2 tanks. On the right side here, which would be your left, I guess, is the new Summit fuel cell. This is the 15-gallon fuel cell from Summit Racing. It does have the baffles and stuff inside, and here is the old cell we took out. As you can see, there is a bit of a difference in dimension. This one, like I said, is a 15-gallon cell. This one was around 16 and some change. It was actually built more to fit the spot in the truck and less to worry about capacity. Let's take a look at a couple of the primary differences here. Aside from the size, obviously, you see right away we've got a completely different cap style. The old tank here has a regular spin-on, sort of lipped lid, not really vented or anything like that, just kind of leaks, has a little O-ring seal. Let's see if we can see down in there. All sorts of tank foam. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll try to lighten it up in post here if I can. While we look at the new Summit Racing fuel cell, we've got the aircraft style flip open lid. What do we got here on the top? Caps are tight when they are new. Okay. So this has just got the perimeter bolts there. You flip this guy up. It's a quarter turn to the left, and out comes the stopper. Then you can kind of see here there is a baffle around the fuel sending unit, as well as a bunch of tank foam. It's also a lot easier to see in this thing. Speaking of sending units, this does have the GM 0 to 90 ohm sender. The old one here, as you can see, it's got this sort of fabricated opening that was nice to get into the fuel cell if you needed to. However, it was a pain because getting all these torqued evenly enough that the gasket around here didn't leak was very difficult. Actually, as a matter of fact, when I was at the, what show was it? The show that I won the Blues Favorite Award at, which I put a video up. As a matter of fact, check that one out if you haven't. I was at that show and a guy stopped me on the way out and he goes, "I think you're leaking fuel." Really? He goes, "Yeah, I got on the freeway behind you, and it looked like you were sloshing fuel or something out of the back of the truck." And I took a look, and I thought maybe my cooler had overflowed, but nope. Sure enough, this hadn't been torqued evenly across. I had put in these in an odd order and didn't sort of spread the load across them, and there was a gap in there, and it actually sloshed fuel. This is a pretty similar GM-style 0 to 90 fuel sending unit. Probably savable out of here. I'm not sure if I will yet. I still haven't decided the fate of this thing. I'm not sure if it's worth trying to save what's left of it and just keep it as a spare fuel cell for like a beater project or something like that. I'm not sure. So staying on the top of this, we've got the single line here. This is actually what I used for return, but at one point was also used for vent when I had a returnless system, and that of course is the hole I put in the top for the vent line. On the new fuel cell, we've got 2, and actually if I flip the camera around here, and as you can see here, if I flip it over, you've got a rollover vent on this side, and a fuel return on this side. I don't know how much it matters that you use each of those sides for that. It does actually make a difference. I don't know if you can see in there, but there is a little check ball sitting in there. That was the noise I was hearing earlier. And that side just is the fuel return, and there's a couple little shavings in there that I'm gonna have to get out, but it does make a difference. There's also 2 fuel feeds down here like I was talking about. They're in a fine place. It is sumped. They're below the level here of the base of the tank. I can hook up my 255 to one of those. What I haven't decided is if we are going to run both 255s and then Y them in to the single feed, or maybe keep a redundancy or just keep a spare. I'm not sure yet. On the old tank, that is the single -8 fuel feed, and it has ripped right out. It actually looks like that was never like fully welded. I didn't build this one, so that's not my fault, but it just sheared straight away. Could maybe be hammered in. The bottom here's got to be, you know, hammered together and re-welded, but it might be savable, but probably not for this project, probably for something else. If you look at it from the top, there definitely is a difference in dimension. This one was built specifically to fit the spot that I had in the frame. This one is just Summit's sort of general size. However, because we're redoing a bunch of the stuff to the frame, we're basically just going to remount the cross member area back there and make it so this one fits. It might sit up a little higher, which is okay. This one sat so far in the back that if you actually look at some of my pictures, that thing is like almost on the ground when the front end lifts up at all. And I'll show you in a second, the fuel feed hose off the pump actually has scuffs in the bottom of the fitting because it was the lowest rearmost point on the truck. And if the front end lifted up, if you like launched it or anything like that, you could actually scrape that fitting. So that's it, guys. Those are the new fuel cells. I just wanted to take a quick look at it. I mean, really, the Summit, the welds are pretty nice on it. They're not bad at all. Definitely nicer than some of the more nasty welds on the old unit. Like I said, it is sort of a general size, but the material quality seems okay. The price is hard to beat. The craftsmanship is decent. It says it's been pressure tested for leaks, so that's good. But we won't know, obviously, till we put some fuel in it and see what happens. So I think that's it for now, guys. Just wanted to show you the new versus the old. We've got a lot more to do here. So check out all the videos in the Rebuild Everything series. This is just kind of a quick look, not really a formal Rebuild Everything video, but I will put it in the series. Check out my Instagram. Use the hashtag Rebuild Everything for your projects, houses, cars, your life, whatever. And I will be updating more with once we get this thing back running, just to make sure that nothing happened to the engine, verifying the mechanicals. I'm still arguing with my insurance company, which is a long story. Actually, the insurance company's been okay. The appraiser's been kind of a dick, but that's neither here nor there. We've got a ton more to do. I got a new fuel gauge, got the new fuel pump in. We can hook this thing up, make sure it all runs, and then get on with some of the bigger rebuild stuff. Once we know it runs, then we can finally cut that back half of the frame off and start getting into the fab work on that, work on a bunch of the body work, source a bed, hammer the fenders out. And I'm rambling, so it's time to end this one. That's it for now, guys. Check out all the other videos in the series. Like, comment, and subscribe. Do all that stuff. I'm going to stop talking now. We'll see you next time, guys.
Thunder.